one.
Yes, dude.
Number one.
Take that crown, fasten that on that. Boom, baby.
I know sometimes we play like a little, just the tip of number one, and then we get there, and then we let them have it, and then next thing you know, the Timberwolves are acting like they're hot shit. Cat is putting up 62 and a loss and slipping, But my point is, at this stage right now, do you think we can hang on to the number one seed?
Well, I mean, in order for us to truly understand that, we got to look at our numbers. I mean, we got to really get to the dive into the numbers and understand where we're at as a team right now. And that's where I get excited about, because if you look at just what we're doing right now on offense, it's incredibly insane. I mean, that's not even talking about our defense. That's just the numbers on our offensive level. And let's just get into that, because I really want to talk about that. But last night was the 16th game of the season that we had 30 or more assist mark.
Damn.
Put that in perspective. You know what the old Thunder record was?
I'm probably guessing 2.
12. Yeah, it had 2 in it, so you're good. Think about that. 12. We're not even we just finished halfway through the season. This team is passing the ball, cutting, moving around. I mean, everything is happening on such a great level. You got Shea going 30 plus, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds in back-to-back games. 5 plus rebounds in back-to-back. This is an insane level. Like, we haven't seen a team that's been able to output what they're doing on a regular basis. Like, it's unheard of to be able to have this many 30 plus assists in a game through halfway through the season. And if you start putting into context of what this team is doing, it's everything that you and I used to dream about with this team. Everything. We would sit there in the dark nights, even last year when we only won 40 games, there was a lot of dark nights. And we'd sit there and be like, look at the visionary of this team. This team is best when they're passing the ball and getting 25 plus assists a game. And if that's happening on a regular basis, this team's going to be insane, And then we're talking about the defensive level. And yes, as much as we want to just focus on the offense and just dig in on the offense, and because it's amazing, as equally to that is our defense. And people are stopping and they're saying, circling, I was looking at the numbers, right? So the best bet in the NBA to win a championship right now is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Because I think they're 1,600, and then you have the Lakers at 1,200, right? And then you have the top 2 teams in the East, which would be the Celtics, and then you have the Nuggets up there, right? So that 600, 800, whatever. So that gives you a context of where people are still not buying in on the Thunder, and when that changes, it's going to be because the Oklahoma City Thunder hold that first position.
Right.
And they hold it, and it's 2 or 3 games back are the other teams. And we've been saying it a lot, is the Timberwolves, we said all season, they're posers. We personally believe that the Clippers are posers to an extent. And this is why I constantly go back to this, Mark. You know how many games they have in March?
How many?
17. 17 games in March.
That's not going to go good.
Followed by 8 games in April. Short amount of time in April to have 8 games. Mm-hmm. So their schedule is fucked at the very end. And that's where we're just coming back and we're looking at our schedule. And I'm saying, we've got a nice little, 15 games, but it's not crazy 15 games. You look at the Clippers, man, 10 of the 17 games are against top playoff contenders. They've got a shit to go through in order to even get to that level. And then you start looking at the Golden State Warriors, and they have a similar record. They have 17 games in March. You start recognizing some of these teams, they're not even getting to the bad stretch of their record, and they're still trying to hold their heads above water. So for me, it's just recognizing where this team's at, where this team's going, and why can we consistently go and win these games. And do you think, you asked me, I think that this team continue the way they're going? Yes. Everything points to it as yes. If we stay injury-free, there's not a team that's going to be able to stick up with us when it comes to winning records. And 7-2 or 7-3 out of 10, which is kind of the worst we've done this season. I think there's once that we went 6-4. Once. Everything else has been 7-3, 8-2, 9-1. I mean, like, we've done an incredible job when it comes down to this. And Mark, I'm going to throw it right back to you, but this is what's crazy about this. We've lost 13 games, right? 131. The only way we get to 55 games is not that difficult now. We have to win 24, and we can lose, 14. Think about that. 24 and 14 means that we win 55 games this year. Let that settle in. Like, we're 31 and 13. So we have to lose that many more games in the course of the next 38 games. Dude, this is insane. We've got something special right now. 55 games is what everybody's projecting, but let's be honest, man, this team is prime. This team could win 60 games.
A 60-win team would be something quite different than the first round of the Thunder, which you kind of peaked their head into 50 wins and took a step to 55. You know what I mean? It took quite a while for them to actually get
but
to
I'm saying,
wins.
like, this team, if we stay healthy, and you're asking, can this team keep it up? And this team continues to do what they've done so far. We're at 58, 59, or 60 wins by the end of the season. I mean, think about that. If we continue what we're doing.
So, in the kind of the vein of what you're saying there, when we looked at the schedule for January,
sure,
even like we were the most optimistic Thunder fans out there by far.
Oh yeah, Sammy Dog, some other guys out there for sure.
But nobody expected, like, none of our even kind of like sort of like unreasonable level of fandom could have projected this, right?
Oh, we got called delusional, like,
on multiple occasions. January, even with being delusional, did you delusionally expect January for us to move into number one?
I thought by the end of January, if we were top 4, we'd be in a really good position.
That's where I was too. I felt like,
because like I looked at January.
I never
because look at how many teams we played.
Right,
Nuggets
good
twice,
teams. Yeah,
Wolves twice. I mean, like, it's not easy games.
There's no way we win enough games
Gerald?
to create anything more than top half of the playoff picture in the West. That would have been totally satisfactory. Like, nobody would have tripped.
We've been high-fiving each other.
Yeah, we've been like, okay, here comes a little bit of a regular schedule. So to move into number one, and we have 4 games left, and there are 2 teams that are really important in the upcoming up. We got 3 Western Conference teams, but we got the Timberwolves on the 29th, and the 31st is the Nuggets. So I feel like we can win both of those games. Do you feel like we can win both of those games?
Yeah, I when we talked about January, I think we even said it on air. I said, you asked me what my dream would be about this team, right? And I was just like, man, if we could get, like, I don't know, 12 wins out of this month, it would be huge. It'd be better than anybody else.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're looking at we could possibly get 13 wins, that makes you think, doesn't it, man? It really makes you think. If we go 13-4 and one of the most dangerous parts of the schedule for us,
yeah,
and then we got February, we got 11 games and a whole week off to get healthy if we have any nagging injuries. You know, like, we come back the second half always way stronger after the All-Star break. We get another week of coaching and getting coached up by these guys. Our legs are under us. Dude, there's no stopping us. Like, there's nobody can be able to slow us down. And if you want to say, well, coaches are going to do this type of defense and this type of defense, sure. But Coach D has proven that he knows what he's doing. You know, like, last night, game was really, really close, man. And then, boom, third quarter came out and we put that boom on. And it was over. Like, Shea didn't even have to come out in the fourth, or come in the fourth quarter. You know, like, nobody needed to come in that fourth quarter. It was just so bad after that. And it just shows you, like, the difference. Like, I get it. You know, Popovich did a great job with what he has, but it shows you the difference. If we can blow out teams like that, that you know that they came in with a chip on their shoulder because they'll hear all the stupid shit that people like us have been saying about them. You suck, San Antonio. You suck balls. I hope you hear me, guys.
Senile.
Jesus Christ. I hope San Antonio people hear me, because, like, I will echo this until I'm blue in the face. San Antonio sucks balls. They just do. And they're going to suck balls for a number of years until they can get a team around.
They don't just suck balls.
And it makes me so happy.
Hot, sweaty Texas Heat balls.
Dude,